Hello, good afternoon. Some of the biggest names in football have been sending messages of support to the former Manchester United manager Sir Alex Ferguson after he suffered a brain hemorrhage. Sir Alex is recovering in intensive care. He underwent emergency surgery yesterday. Our sports correspondent David Ornstein reports.
Last seen in public looking fit and well a week ago, news of Sir Alex Ferguson's illness has rocked the world of football and beyond. Among the many messages of support, David Beckham said, "Keep fighting, boss," sending prayers and love to Kathy and the whole family. While another ex-Manchester United star, Cristiano Ronaldo, wrote, "My thoughts and prayers are with you, my dear friend. Be strong, boss."
Everyone at Match of the Day sends our best wishes to Sir Alex Ferguson.
The flood of good wishes unrelenting.
He's one of the most iconic figure within football, certainly in the last 30 years. If then you add that to the fact that he's such an important role model for so many people around the world, he's captured the world, and he's a national institution really, and therefore I'm not surprised at all at the outpouring of support for him.
He was yesterday admitted to Salford Royal Hospital. The 67-year-old had emergency surgery for a brain hemorrhage. The procedure is said to have gone very well, but that a period of intensive care will follow.
The focus will be on when he starts to regain consciousness. His neurological state will be assessed repeatedly, and he will be only transitioned to an area of care which requires less support when he's starting to regain his independence and he's stable.
At Old Trafford, supporters spoke of their admiration for Sir Alex.
He's a legend, and he has been for the whole club, and even though he isn't running the club now, I think a lot of people will feel this.
I was so sad to hear about Sir Alex. You know, I've been a United fan for 45 years.
I'm a Leeds supporter, but obviously I respect Sir Alex and what he's done for football. Greatest football manager of all time.
Sir Alex Ferguson is revered at Manchester United, leading the club to an astonishing 38 trophies in 26 years. An all-time great at home and abroad, renowned for his tenacity and fighting spirit. But now he faces a very different kind of test. Well, it's impossible to overstate the standing of Sir Alex Ferguson in the game. He's something of a football institution in his own right, and it's notable from those messages of support that they don't just come from people of a Manchester United persuasion, but also those of rival clubs, from the wider sporting world and from society as a whole. This is a man who transcends so many spheres of life. Here at Old Trafford, there's a stand named after him. There's a statue in his honour. That's an indication of how much he means. Now, his legacy, his impact are not in doubt, but the hope is that there is still more to come, that we haven't seen the last of Sir Alex Ferguson. He remains in intensive care, but the hope is he'll pull through this battle.
David Ornstein, thanks very much. The Business Secretary, Greg Clark, has said that a new customs partnership with the European Union after the UK leaves remains on the table. The idea is that Britain would collect tariffs for the EU on all goods arriving in the UK, which are destined eventually for Europe. It is fiercely opposed by leading Brexit campaigners who say it would mean, in effect, that the UK would still be part of the EU. Our political correspondent Nick Eardley reports.
How should we trade with the EU after we leave? The government remains divided. Some want a customs partnership where we'd collect tariffs on the EU's behalf. Others want a streamlined system, as frictionless as possible, but with some barriers. Senior ministers held a meeting on the issue this week, where many made clear their opposition to the customs partnership idea. This morning, though, the Business Secretary said it was very much still alive.
The partnership is still on the table, still a live option.
Yes, whichever option is chosen, it will take some time to have them put in place and available.
And he warned getting it wrong could cost jobs. So with less than a year to go until we leave, the Conservative battle on this issue only intensifies.
The customs partnership is, in a sense, misnamed, because it means single market as well as customs union, and therefore we would not in effect be leaving the European Union.
I'm sorry, I don't think that these are ideologues. I don't think they represent the best interests of British business, and therefore our economy, and therefore the people of our country. And Theresa needs to sort them out and see them off.
Some in Europe have cast doubt on whether they'd even agree to such proposals. Labour say a customs union, similar to the current one, but giving the UK more of a say, is the only option.
I think actually quite a lot of the Conservatives are going to follow us in this. We remain within the customs union during the transition period. We want to negotiate a customs union. That will solve the Northern Ireland border problem, which I think is intractable, and you've just demonstrated that. In addition to that, it will get us the tariff-free trade that we want.
Opposing sides continue to trade arguments on this key Brexit question. Nick Eardley, BBC News.
A teenage boy in South London has died after being shot. 17-year-old Raheem Ainsworth Barton was discovered with critical injuries on Warham Street in Southwark yesterday evening. The Metropolitan Police has asked for people in the area at the time of the shooting to contact them. Charlotte Gallagher reports.
17-year-old Raheem Ainsworth Barton performing in a rap video. His family say he was with his friends playing football in the sun when he was shot dead just minutes from his home. People living here say there was a chase around the suburban streets involving a car and moped in the minutes before the shots were fired. One woman narrowly avoided being shot. The bullet went through her window instead. Aramide lives next door.
We just came out of our house and our house was a crime scene, and it was like, what the hell? Didn't know that was...
And where that window is boarded up there, that's where a gunshot went in, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, you could see the hole. They said that the bullet's embedded in the wall.
Even though she's now grieving, Raheem's mother, Pritanya Morgan, wanted to make a plea for the violence to stop.
Let my son be the last and be an example to everyone. Just let it stop.
A family and community in shock that a young boy from here has become just the latest victim of London's gun and knife crime. Charlotte Gallagher, BBC News.
A 20-year-old man has died after he was found with stab wounds in the centre of Liverpool this morning. Police and paramedics were called to Hanover Street at about 4 a.m. after receiving reports of an injured man there. The man was taken to hospital but later died from his injuries. Spain's High Court has told the BBC that Jamie Acorn has accepted his extradition back to the UK. He's wanted here on suspicion of drugs offences. Mr. Acorn was one of the original suspects in the murder of the black teenager Stephen Lawrence. He's always denied any involvement. As many as 1,500 junior doctors who were offered posts as registrars have had their job offers withdrawn following a mistake in the recruitment process. The Doctors' Union, the British Medical Association, said the mistake was appalling. Well, our correspondent Andy Moore is with me. Andy, what do the doctors themselves say?
Well, a lot of very angry doctors. Everyone agrees this is a mess. It should never have happened. The Royal College of Physicians, who are responsible for the process, said they were deeply sorry. Not a computer error this time. It was a human process of transferring scores at interviews from one system to another. The BMA hopping mad on behalf of its members. Some doctors said to have been in tears. They've been contacting the BBC saying they've made commitments on the basis of these job offers. Some say they've turned down other job offers. A lot of criticism to the timing of the announcement late on a Friday afternoon. One doctor said that was sheer cowardice.
Andy Moore, our correspondent there, with the latest on that controversial mistake involving doctors' contracts. Now, photographs of Prince Louis's first days at home have been released by his parents. Here he's receiving a kiss from big sister Princess Charlotte. The newest member of the royal family was photographed by their mother, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, at Kensington Palace when he was just 3 days old. Well, that's all from us for now. The next news on BBC One will be at 25 to 6. Goodbye.